Yeah. Back on the set, HDM, Jungle Nails, you know the steez. Bring it on. Jungle Nail style. Represent. Pimps and hustlers, motherfuckers. It all begins in a smoke-filled room, some fat bags of boom. The more that I consume, the more my brain's in tune. True, many assume to get with my platoon, but they meet their doom when they inhale the fumes. And once the herbal mist sets in, then it begins. I be expressing verbal madness, thinking thoughts of sin. I blends poetic scriptures from the scrolls of old, with no reward for my sword, just pay me in gold or platinum, smacking them. MCs, leave them praying on their knees while I'm puffing these trees. With ease I breeze through my lyrics, and you can hear it through the spirit. I reveal it, plus that beat that makes you feel it. Is it my red eyes that helps me prophesize, or am I hypnotized by the chocolate tie stimuli? Who can deny? No doubt my shit fly. I stay high all the time to keep the corners off in the mind. It's too sublime, so rewind and analyze, read between the lines, spark the L and catch that next rhyme. This is for the real MCs. This is for the real MCs. You know what I'm. This is for the real MCs. This is for the real MCs. You can't recognize the realness, cause only real niggas can feel this.
Welcome to the Cold God Europod, a faction of Cold God Radio. I am your host, along with many others. I'm Matthew Wainwright, the one, the true, the only. Right to my left is...
This is Cameron. I play drums.
What's good, nigga? I'm Duck. I play bass.
What's good? This is Brandon. I play guitar and I trigger samples.
And we're passing around the Mike Yachty style. Listen, every fucking band in the world or some music person has a podcast. This isn't anything more special or different. But you know, this is just, it's fun. We're passing the mic around Yachty pod style. And we're just chilling, having a good time. If I can plug it at the top of the show. We're going to Europe. Cold God, European dates. We're there from January 22nd to February 16th. We're playing in such cities as Stockholm. You can keep it. It's fine. It's not bad. We're playing in Stockholm, Copenhagen, London, Bristol, Paris, France, Luxembourg. Luxembourg is what it says on the flyer. I know that's wrong. The Hague at the Grazone Festival, Berlin, Graz, and many other cities. Get your tickets now at coldgod.com/ontherun. Again, that's coldgod.com/ontherun. All tickets are there. Some shows are even free. And that's all I have to say about that. Gentlemen, before we get things rolling, do the shot of Malort.
Type shit. Your radio voice is getting better. I don't know if you practiced that, but it sounded good.
What do you see now? Oh, that was good. That was good. I haven't felt that in a long time. That's good. I feel alive. That's good. It kind of did, but like in the best way possible. Huh? What did he say? He said it tasted like pennies. But yeah, you know, it's all the acting. It's gone to my head now. I've done 2 auditions and I'm ready to go. But just lay down the ground rules. Listen, man, this is easy. This is fun. But this is our first time going to Europe. And so we thought, why not align that with Atlanta season 3, where they go to Atlanta, not for the first time, not for the second time, possibly the third time. But hey, it's just niggas going over to Europe, and that's all the similarity that we need. Before we really get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, how's everyone's day? How are we feeling?
Cool, cuz. Chilling. Niggas was hella outside. If you saw me at the Silver Lake Lounge, you didn't see me at the Silver Lake Lounge. I wasn't over there. I did not pay $50 for 3 shots and a PBR at Footsie's. I didn't do that. neither here nor there. Shout out Closed here, Wisteria, Christian Armand, you sweet bastards. They were spinning last night, so just been recuperating off that. Other than that, shit is straight. Niggas in Europe, stop fucking playing with me.
I'm chilling. I've been post holidays catching up with fam, trying to squeeze all that in while I can, because you never know where this life's gonna take you. Hence Europe. Shit, we might get deported, low key.
Hopefully arrested.
I don't know what the case is gonna be, but yo,
Free us.
yeah, free us for sure. But yeah, I've been cool. Back getting all that post holiday shit now, trying to get back into the music, trying to focus on the shit that, you know, makes me happy, you know. Be with the people that I love, hence y'all, hence everyone else in my life. You know, shit's been good. Really looking forward to these shows. Shit. Why are we playing guitars in Europe? Shit. I never thought that would happen, but hey, we here.
Also, Brad Gully in the building.
Oh yeah, I was gonna save it. But Brad's here. Hold on.
My day was great. I got free Joy at Joy Restaurant in Highland Park.
Shout out sponsor.
It was I'm trying to cram in all this US food before we spend a month in Europe, and I don't know. I'm a little worried what we're gonna eat out there.
Oh, I got one answer.
So
McDonald's.
we're gonna be eating McDonald's and Burger King, maybe.
Burger King.
But we'll see. It'll be fun. Find the Jollibee out there. Yeah, if there's a Jollibee, y'all need to make it out there in Europe. For me.
Hey Brad, you're too far. You gotta come over here.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Rashid.
Yeah, Rashid.
Yo, what's up? This is Rashid. Oh shit. Yo, this is Brad. Cold Gods fan number one. Not number one fan, but fan number one. Yeah. And I'm just out here chilling with everybody.
Brad will also be on parts of the European tour. That's why he's here. He'll be in London, Luxembourg, The Hague. No, buy a shirt from Mike.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well, before again, in the fun nature of it all, you seen I don't know if you caught on to this, Duck, but the campaign to try to get Burl to be Sodi, like to try to get that in super last minute, I thought was like super cute, but all his clips were tough. Like, he wasn't gonna be Sodi. It was always gonna be Foy, especially after the Dickies part. But the last ditch effort to get Burl nominated, I was like, damn, like it's a little too late. But they were good videos.
The big boy Foy, dog, he deserves it. He's been deserving it. The big boy Foy has been deserving it. That nigga's been eating handrails forever. And it's I don't know if has he won it before? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's won it before. This year he was just eating handrails. But that nigga Elijah Burl, I mean, I remember watching, Jesus Christ, what video was that? I want to say Future Nature, back when it was like Nick Garcia, Boo Johnson, and then I think Burl was on it too, but he's been showing, he reminds me of Spider. What is that nigga's name? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Colin Provost. He reminds me of Colin Provost, just in the sense that, like, this nigga is skating street spots like he's at a fucking skate park, and it's so much fun to watch. I think, maybe not Sodi, but at the tail end, dude, the last part that this nigga put out, like, it wasn't nothing to sneer at. So shout out Elijah Burrow, but the big boy Foy, you did that. And Red Bull, Y'all niggas' social media team is crazy. It's good. Like, it's good shit. So, shout out to Big Boy Foy, man. Much love.
And now we got two current two-time Sodies looking for the third. We got the race is Tyshawn and Foy.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
You guys got any other fun anecdotes? I'm trying to think of what's been going on.
Tyshawn the GOAT. I just know that's the right answer to say. These was talking like ESPN correspondents. But hey, Tyshawn the GOAT.
He is, man. His first video is Cherry. It's actually, I think, is he in the first illegal civ or he's in IC2?
He's in IC2.
Okay, then Cherry was first.
I know y'all speaking English, but I am somehow I'm somehow confused. But skateboarding's cool. I think that's what you guys talking about, right? Yes. Okay. Or skating, as y'all call it. Correct. Okay.
Doing a flip with wood.
I'm out here shredding. Cold got shredding in Europe. coldgod.com/ontherun. Is your first time in Europe, Doug? Is it your first time in Europe?
Yes.
And then you've been there?
Never.
No? Is your first time?
First time.
Oh, shit. This will be fun. I've only been once, and it was just Paris for majority of the time. Wow. So this is cool. I mean, this is like all of our first time going somewhere. Brad's only ever been to Italy. It's the only place he thinks about vacationing.
Shout out to Sopranos.
Yeah, so at Atlanta, season 3, episode 1, 3 slaps. Directed by Hiro Murai, written by Stephen Glover, Donald Glover's brother, created by Donald Glover, executive produced by Donald Glover. Now this is interesting. This was Brad's first watch, and I think we've all seen it before. I remember. Yeah, I was misusing my influence. And I just remember like being so stoked for season 3. And then the first intro part happens. And I was just telling these guys before we started that at first I didn't like the Teddy Perkins episode, but now of course I understand like the genius of it all. But when it starts with the two guys who aren't any of the main characters and the white boy just goes on that monologue, I was like, yeah, I'm in for it. This is going to be the best season ever. Like, I just knew right away that it was going to be the best shit I'd ever seen.
That whole first opening scene, I'm a big horror buff. Like I talk about it kind of passively, and my fault, OG. I talk about it passively here and there, but I do love horror. I'm not like the most studied, but that scene, just like the how it darkens as this white boy is going on this fucking diatribe, explaining to this nigga about like this town that's underneath him, and like, you know, fucking whiteness as a status symbol. It's fucking great. It's a great time. Also, it has the same kind of energy as like you know that video where he's like, I think it go down. It don't go down. Yeah, it do go down. Yeah. Like, it has the same energy as that. But and yeah, we were talking about it earlier. There's a lot of themes. I won't jump ahead too much, but there's a lot of themes that are kind of discussed in that episode that are 100% true. The white boy is kind of talking about how like there's a whole city beneath them, like, because they're on a, where the fuck are they at? Do you know where they're at exactly?
Atlanta.
Man. Whatever fucking lake they're on fishing, the white boy's talking about how like there's a city of black folk underneath him, and that's 100% true. I don't have all the fucking data to back it up, but that's 100% true that it was flooded by the U.S. government. So it's peppered in like some reality into it, but it's also just like a well shot. It's Hiro Murai, like it's just a well shot piece. I loved it. and having the season 3 that niggas have been waiting on for so long open with like not only that first piece, but the whole episode having nothing to do with the main characters we've been waiting to see for X amount of time is just like made me want to see the rest of the season that much more. So it's fantastic.
My whole thing with the show Atlanta too is like it always has these like side quest stories, right? And
But I feel like that's the like main plot of that episode.
yeah,
But when they first drop it, it's like nothing. It means nothing.
Right.
Yes.
yeah. I mean, it definitely was just like something that like in reality it made me really sad. You know what I mean? To know that this is the reality of the place that we live. But every country obviously is fucked. And, you know, that concept of the black self-governed city being washed away by, you know, a jealous government essentially is like so sad. But it's also like really great to see that these stories are being brought into a bigger picture, retold in like, you know, in like a more alternative like show. I do think too, what I thought was cool is that it was like pictured, the whole story was pictured as a dream for Earn, you know, and so for that to be like, I don't know, it just like the whole story just kind of like for them to dream about basically the story of his home, you know, while he's in Europe was like kind of definitely thought like I'm thinking about like I'm always when I'm traveling I'm always thinking about home, but I'm never thinking about like the history of things. So that was like pretty cool to like picture that even like you're still thinking of home even though you're elsewhere.
Cameron, you were saying something interesting about like wanting to show the whole episode itself to like social workers. What were you talking about that?
So I don't really talk about it much to a lot of people, but you know, I studied social work. I got my master's in social work, and I work in the field with foster youth. And this episode really it touches on a lot of things regarding cultural biases. You know, what I like about Atlanta is that there's always teaching moments in it, and there's always opportunities to learn about a lot of different things. And the way they incorporate humor with very dark topics is extraordinarily, and find humor out of it is like what makes it so beautiful. And I think that first half of it is you know, it's an opportunity to really see how there's a lot of things to take away from, like, just like, I don't know, yeah, cultural biases. There's you know, taking people away from because of you don't understand like a culture or like a social system. So, you know, I think there's I don't know. There's just a lot to unpack, and I think watching that, I think you kind of get the feel for, just like there's a lot of meaning behind it. So I think like it's important that social workers and anybody that works in any type of like social whatever should watch it for sure.
And also to bring up the facts, where they were at was Lake Lanier, and the history, which is in Georgia. This is on Wikipedia. Prior to the groundbreaking of the reservoir in 1950, the town of Oscarville occupied a part of the current location of the lake. Oscarville was a small black community and the site of a racial expulsion, resulting in the forced displacement of all 1,100 black residents from Forsyth County by white residents. The remnants of the town were purchased by the government and flooded to create the lake. So it is true. And I've seen like shit online where people say people like still die there all the time. And so at the end of the episode, when like the two white ladies go inside, you know, just adding to the numbers of it all. But, you know, we'll spare you the whole like, yeah, it's based on a real story type thing. But hold on, I wrote some notes. Note number 1. School initiative sponsored by Atlanta Falcons and Domino's Pizza. Number 1, so funny that nothing moves without corporate sponsorship. And 2, how do we get the Atlanta Falcons and Domino's to sponsor this tour? It's just a juxtaposition of life, ladies and gentlemen. I understand the ugliness of it all. I love a brand, but also at the same time, like, how can the brand help me? Is Walmart a person? You know, we've never asked ourselves such groundbreaking questions. But but I think it's so funny, like, because there's not, like, you don't see anything that doesn't happen without, like, sponsored by Gillette or Verizon, or, like, as a kid, like, they can't just take kids to the movies to go see Black Panther 2. Like, these two mega institutions have to pay for it. And not, like, obviously schools don't have a shit ton of money, but that's the problem with, like, the government in itself. Like, why aren't you just paying so that way all the kids in your county can go see Black Panther 2 as, like, a field trip? That's a cheaper field trip than going to the goddamn aquarium or the zoo. You're just going to the AMC. You don't even have to buy these little shit snacks. They're just, like, entertained by what's going on the screen.
Little shits is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck kids. Yeah. I went to.
But buy the tickets to the store.
Yeah. If you're all ages, coldgod.com/ontherun. But man, like children though. I just went to the Bob Baker Theater to go see their Christmas show, and there's just one kid who was sitting by Tori and I who just wouldn't shut the fuck up. Like, and I know I wasn't a perfect kid, but I swear there has to be an age pretty early on where you get told to, like, hey, like, when things are happening, like, maybe you should be quiet. But there weren't very many kids who were taught that lesson. Not many Highland Park mothers and fathers are really out here teaching the hard parts.
Talking about childhood development and going back to the show, there's kind of like this, like, unspoken theme in the show of, like, you're a little black kid. You gotta mind your business in the way little black kids are supposed to. And it kind of shows in the way that, like, the way the mom kind of treats L'Aquarius. She's like, he's like, man, like, you know, do we got something to eat? We ain't got no milk. I want cereal. And she's like, we got spaghetti in the fridge. In my house, there was fucking spaghetti in the refrigerator all the time. All the fucking time, dog. And I swear to God, after the fucking 4th day you eating spaghetti, nigga, you do want to get called by CPS. You do want somebody to be like, hey, like, I feel like you're in danger. You know what I mean? Because I'm just tired of eating spaghetti. I eat the motherfucker cold just for a change. You know what I'm saying? But it's something so familiar. It similarly too, like, Child Protective Services. They changed the name in the show, but CPS comes to the house and is like, hey, we're doing a welfare check. And mom's just like, fucking take him. Like, she's asking L'Aquarius, like, you called CPS on me? Take him. Go. You want to go so bad? And he finally, you know, he leaves, and it's the whole plot of the show. But I remember telling my mom, like, she would get on me about bullshit. I was like, I'm going to call them people. I'm going to call them people, and then people going to come pick me up, and you're not ever going to fucking see me again. She's like, cool. You got about 40 minutes. And I'm going to whoop your ass in them 40 minutes until they get here. She never did, but still, you know what I mean? Like you were saying, Cameron, it's those cultural things that can be kind of misconstrued. Me and Cameron are also in the same field. I'm getting my degree in sociology in June. Shout out me. But yeah, if you don't understand, like, the cultural context of somebody, 2 white lesbians, probably from fucking Seattle, goddamn Washington, Love you, Brad. Probably from fucking Seattle, Washington, are going to tell you that you need to be saved and you need to be taken care of and you need to eat microwaved fried chicken because we love you and you don't know what a better life is.
They also said Rihanna was a native.
Go ahead, Cam.
I mean, on that point, I mean, it took me so I've been working in this field for 8 years, and just on this episode, I think it's funny that it took me a little bit to know what a washcloth was. It took me a while to figure out that, and it was a so I mean, there's a lot of shit to unpack in that episode. So I'm like, you don't want a loofah? What are we talking here? But there's
You want to use your hands for my ass, for my butt too.
But yeah.
Do we want to ask Brad about his thoughts on the social? Brad, your thoughts on the socio-racial identity politics? I'm just fucking with you, dog.
This is his first Atlanta episode. So how did you feel watching your first episode of Atlanta?
I'm gonna go home and watch the whole thing now. No, I mean it was really cool. I always heard the show had a real, I don't know, kind of surrealist feel to it, and so much of it was I kept, it was jaw dropping the way people act and shit. So yeah, no, really cool show. I'm gonna go back and watch all of it now.
But yeah, that's episode 1. Anyone else got anything about episode 1 of Atlanta?
Brandon, turn that shit off.
Well, if that's it, well then, when episode 1 came out, episode 2 was also readily available. So we watched episode 2, and here's what we have to say about episode 2. Great episode. Starts with Ern waking up to a dead phone in Copenhagen, where we are also playing coldgod.com/ontherun. Buy tickets to our Copenhagen show, please and thank you. I have to say, as someone who's, we haven't toured a lot, but we've done a good amount of tours. Waking up with a dead phone, I promise you guys that would not happen. That is a fucking cardinal sin. If I woke up and my phone was dead. Oh, also, hold on. Let's talk it over real quick. I got gifts.
Yeah.
So we haven't toured as much, but we've hella toured, right? But I definitely woke up recently and my phone was dead and I missed my flight and it was the most nightmare situation of my life. Shout out my shawty. She came from Rancho Cucamonga to our home, banged on the door, and I was like, what the fuck is that noise? The fuck? And I was expecting my electricians to come fix my shit. I was like, yeah, what the fuck? Dog, I wake up, my shawty's in the house, brought her mom, and I'm in my underwear, and then I'm having a full-blown panic attack. Mind you, I'm getting ready for tour. I missed my flight for tour. I had to reduce my panic attack to a level 2 so I don't give my shawty and her mom the ick. Crazy. Hey, sometimes you lose your charger on tour, and you don't want to. Your ego gets in the way that you want to buy a charger, but hey, I had to buy a charger, so hey, man, shit happens. I feel for Ern. I've been there.
We are up 6 o'clock in the fucking morning. Whether the drive, I actually won't say how that, but most times we are up at the ass crack of dawn. Niggas got to get coffee. Niggas got to do all kinds of other shit. Figure out who's taking a shower, what and what. You keep your shit locked in. You keep your shit locked in. Don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Matt has gifts.
I didn't buy them, but my one of my customers, Angie, she bought these for everybody. We got universal chargers So that way we are good. Angie, thank you very much. A proud Cold God supporter. Yeah. So that's that's a regular charger, but I think we can take that to the Apple store and just get it swapped out. But this is for you. I know one's UK and the other one's like the rest of Europe. Yeah, so that way our phones aren't fucking dying. I literally forgot that was like that happens in the first episode, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. But anyway, we got. So anyway, we got chargers for Europe, so we're all good.
I didn't even realize. Thank you, Angie. Holy shit! I didn't even think to do this. I was like, yeah, they got American chargers, brother.
Well, there's like, I would imagine, because I don't know Europe that well, but I would imagine this, like the places that we're all going, they're like, oh, they're so used to like American bands coming over and having the regular things, so they have the adapters on them. But better us be prepared for Europe than Europe being prepared for us, because we don't wreck them. So anyway, we got charges now. So yeah, it was very funny watching Ern wake up with a dead phone, because that gave me like a panic attack. When I first watched it, I was like, oh, that's cute, that's funny. And then now, being a person that goes on tour, I was like, yo, dude, what? Your phone is dead? That is fucking insane.
Thank you for the chargers, and hopefully we could repay you with something in the future.
Also, I didn't know Cameron and I didn't know that they really be doing blackface out there. That's a real thing. One of the that's so cute. That's insane. Because why would I think that? But also, why would I not think that? You know what I'm saying?
It's not the chimney. That was a joke. That part was
from the little that I read, the whole thing is like Ern and Paperboy, amongst other things, Ern and Paperboy are walking throughout the city and getting driven around, and they keep seeing people in blackface, and there's just like it's like Jim Crow blackface. It's not fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's like fucking varnish. It's fucked up. Red lips. It's crazy. And so they keep seeing shit everywhere they're at of people in blackface, and I'm like, ha ha ha, that's insane. And I can't remember if it was Matt or Brandon. One of these niggas is like, no, that's real. Like, they really do that. And so I look it up, and I'm showing Cameron, like, no, this shit really happens out there. Like, it's still controversial. They still do it. And apparently the lore is that, like, Santa Claus, fucking European Santa Claus, had a helper with him that got his face covered in soot because he went down the chimney and he hands out candy to people. Yeah, nigga, I don't give a fuck. If you listen to this from Europe and I catch you in blackface, nigga, I'm getting deported. I promise you. Don't play with me. But yeah, that was another piece of reality that niggas would not know about, or maybe just got that light shed upon them via Atlanta. Very, very crazy.
You can also tell that this is in the future. They're getting money now because that Gucci jacket. This episode is sponsored by Gucci. So Darius in the Gucci jacket and Paperboy in the Gucci work jacket. Yeah, they can ask for that $20K extra in the advance. And if you're a promoter in Europe, we will also be asking for an extra 10 grand in euro or pound, whichever currency fits your fancy. What else do I got about this episode?
I got a question, Brandon. I got a question for you. As a TM, not to put your business out in the street, as a TM, what was it like seeing Ern's experience as a tour manager? Can you speak on that?
Thank you for putting my business down. Yes, I make hella bands doing this music shit. It's nothing, you know. However, back to your your question. it's fucking hilarious to see that side of the shit because again, artists are all just people, right? And they get a little bit of money and they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna like get 400 chicken wings. Why not? It's also tight, you know. I recently did this with an artist. You know, they asked me for some wings, and I bought a fuck ton of wings, and it was cool because they're like, you know, like everyone's got to eat. You know, they took care of us, you know, which is tight. And I'm also gonna advocate for my people, same way I advocate for Cold God on the road when I deal with promoters. Same way I deal with any of my friends. You know, it's like there's a contract. You need to abide by it. You need to take care of us. We're doing each other a favor as a promoter versus artist, you know, on the road. I think it's fucking hilarious to see these things because again, it's like I'm getting home from a gig, been traveling for 3 days straight. You know, I'm tired. I'm in different time zones, and then my homie / artist or whoever say, "Hey, you up? I need this. Can you do this?" And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it because I mostly do it because it's my job, but I mostly do it because it's for the story because of how ridiculous it is. Like, bro, what? You know, what? You know, but it's like again, it's like if we need anything, like if Matt is like, yo, can you make this happen? I'm like, yeah, I'll make this shit fucking happen on the road. You know, and it's the same with you guys too. It's like we'll make anything fucking work. You know, the worst you can get is a no. But I'm also going to hit you with the why. You know what I mean? And we'll make it work. But it is cool to see that, like, in Atlanta, it shows, like, the manager aspect of it of on the road. It's like, you know, this shit kind of is the most ridiculous job. Like, dog, 400 wings at 4 a.m.? I'm getting, like, 30 of them. Like, come on, man. Hell yeah.
The boss, Andrew Reynolds. We're watching Baker 3. That's crazy.
I didn't see this video until I hadn't seen Baker 3, and niggas gonna cook me on this, but I hadn't seen Baker 3 until I was 21, maybe 22 years old. Yeah. My first video was that video I mentioned earlier, fucking Future Nature Element. It's because they had a board signing. Boo Johnson and them had a board signing in fucking the Tyler Mall, a Galleria in fucking Paris. No, I'm sorry, Riverside, California. Borderline Corona. But yeah, I hadn't seen Baker 3 until I was a fucking full-grown adult. And every skateboarder I talked to was like, that's fucking blasphemous, nigga. What are you talking about? Like, I grew up in the sticks.
I can't believe you're just watching this right now. It's giving me the ick, dog. Just kidding. This is my first time watching this, but I'm also not connected to skateboarding like y'all are. So, bear with me. However, my first ever skate video was Bag of Suck.
That's cool.
By Enjoy.
That's cool.
Shit was tight. Put me onto Rod Stewart. Shit was crazy.
Hell yeah.
Shit was super tight. I always wanted to be like, I always fucked with like the skateboard like aesthetic, and like I was a really terrible skater. Broke my hand skating. Not my favorite moment in my life. But I always try to go to active, go to like the skate demos and shit. I was like, that shit's hard. Hella didn't go. Did not have a ride. Shout out my family for not taking me.
Galil, Cameron, any favorite moments from the second episode, from episode 2? Anything that stood out? Anything that was particularly like, that's fucking ill? Because I got one, and I guess I'll ask this to everybody. Any favorite moment? I feel like I know yours, Matt. But any favorite moments? Lil Galil, Miss You Arfanashir.
Yeah, if anybody wants to try to get us arrested, I'm sure it sounds like a nice time. I'd say I'm excited to see like what thrifting looks like. I mean, that was kind of a small part of it. Like they're out there, and then they got wrapped up into a journey. What was the girlfriend's name? Van. When she went and found something in her jacket. Is that what it was? So I think I think being up for an adventure is something that I thought was something like is reminiscent of what we're gonna be going into, regardless if it's gonna happen. What else? There's, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's about it. I'm looking forward to. I don't know too much about Europe, and it's really funny how much Atlanta is the basis of how, that and hard lore are the two things that I'm like really basing what it's like to be a musician out in Europe, and it seems like hectic and chaotic and not fun, but I'm really hoping that it's it's something we could at least come home and laugh about. So that's what I took out of that second episode of Atlanta.
I like when they're in the prison. I like when he's waiting for Paperboy to get out of prison, and he blows his nose, and the dude working at the prison takes the tissue from him. Because I feel like, my idea of like what happens in certain places are just based off of like, what you hear. There's a lot of like stereotype stuff, right? Like if you hear like, oh yeah, prisons in the Netherlands, so chill. I have no idea if that's really true or not, but if it is like that, that's cool. But I wonder, like, where's it coming from that a dude's just going to take your tissue from you? Like, is that some shit that's really going to be happening over there? Maybe you guys should be blowing your nose around people, see if anyone offers to take your tissues. Because that'd be sick if they do that.
My whole thing about it, too, because I do think it's funny that, it's all most of our first times being in Europe. I forget how American we are when I'm in a different country, because like when I'm here, like I don't think about that shit. But I know in Europe I'm gonna feel it so hard, and I'm not ready for it to be a proud American for some reason. Like I don't claim that like at all, but like when I'm traveling, like what the fuck? But dude. I'm not. I mean, hey, I think I'm very cultured, so I'm very excited for that. It's gonna be really beautiful. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be chaotic. So I don't know if they're ready for us. Straight up.
Brad kind of aired you out, Matt. And he's told me that you're afraid of getting fucking kidnapped because you were afraid of it when you went to Paris.
Yeah. Well, as heard on And That's the Thing episode, whatever. So the story behind that is that Tori and I had gotten into an Uber we were staying in like South Paris, which is like you want to get down Baker 3. I know, what an interesting history for TK, huh? But what was I gonna say? So we were staying in like South Paris, and we were typically taking the train into like the main part of the city, but for whatever reason we had to take an Uber this time around. So we took an Uber, and the way that the guy like drove on this way that was like off the beaten path to like get onto the Autobahn out there, but it was like not road, it was dirt. And I was like, oh, this is how it happens. Because I don't know, like I don't speak the language, you know what I'm saying? And so like, I mean, all the Ubers that we took were fine. Literally everything was fine until he hit the dirt road, and I was like, hey. What is going on here? But I would do that anyway. Like if we were in Philly, or if we were in fucking like Dallas, Texas, and like, yeah, hold on 1 second. Like, no, you can drop me off right here. So that's not outside of the realm of possibilities of being like, hey, let's pause and let's reconvene. What's happening again? But I thought we were going to get kidnapped, but we made it to wherever we were going. I think that was the night that I saw the Eiffel Tower, which was like kind of crazy. You guys want to see like any touristy stuff out there? In Paris, we're like super far from the Eiffel Tower, but we could maybe make it.
Date number 1 in Europe is in Sweden. Or sorry. Well, yeah. Switzerland. We are going to the ABBA Museum. Hell yeah. ABBA, baby. Mamma Mia, dog. Dog. They got a museum, dog. We need a museum one day. The fuck? Yes, we're going to the ABBA Museum. I don't know shit about Switzerland, but hey, they got the ABBA Museum there. Stockholm, Sweden. Shit, we're gonna crack. But hey, that's all I know. Where else are we going? What's the website?
coldgod.com/ontherun.
All the dates on there. I don't know. Send some recs. I'm gonna go to the cafes. I'm gonna hella smoke weed. It's gonna be crazy.
I was talking to Brad outside as we were sharing a cigarette together. I am excited like a child to go to a cafe and have an espresso and a cigarette and not be told that I need to stand 40 feet away from the building. I'm so excited. I'm so stoked. That's all I'm looking forward to. Smoking a skinny cigarette. Maybe reading. You know, literally. Yes. Smoking a little skinny cigarette. Maybe doing. I might bring my beret. Just to keep it on brand. You know what I'm saying?
Another one. I don't know. It'll be a cool place to see Jim Morrison's headstone in Paris.
I'm down.
That'd be sick.
Spit on it. I'm just kidding.
Freaky ass. What the hell? But yeah, seeing Jim Morrison's headstone would be dope. We're not hitting Manchester. Nah. I mean,
No, we are playing Manchester.
we are? Hell yeah. Go see fucking the Level Terrace Apart headstone for Ian Curtis.
Oh,
That'd be hard.
dude.
Shout out Ian Curtis. Shout out Joy Division.
Fuck yeah. Not shout out Interpol. And I'm gonna get crucified for this. I don't care.
They're from New York.
I don't care.
Yeah, from New York.
Interpol's fine. Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't know shit about shit. Never been to Europe, so I don't know what to even. Where they shoot Lord of the Rings?
That's New Zealand.
Oh, you see what I'm saying? I'm uncultured. Yeah, man, I don't fucking know. I know maybe they shot some of Game of Thrones over there too. Like maybe I'll be stoked for that, but mostly. I'm excited to just have a little cigarette, a little cup of espresso, and just be pretentious. Cam?
Tommy from Gougeway said to check out the castles. I'm not sure where they're at, but something with castles. Exactly. I think there's. World War II stuff. I think that's something. Duck, we were talking about this.
Yes, where fucking Hitler got shot.
Yeah, anything like, I don't know, bullet holes like in things. No, I hear it's a parking lot, so that's why I think it's funny. I think that's hilarious, and I think, I think there's a song when I was in high school, like a Minus the Bear song, where they were saying how there's like a bench, like just anything that there's anything in the city out there that, like in the song, there was a bench that is, been there longer than the United States has been a country. And I think like that's something that I want to just see things that are like old. So I'm excited to see, damn, anything. I have a beer out there too. I'm trying to get it.
Have a fucking pint, man.
Yeah, no illicit things, nothing like that. Just legal beer. Yeah, good, clean, wholesome fun.
I want to go to the Supreme store.
Hell yeah.
London, Paris, Berlin.
Hell yeah.
I go to the print, get buy logo.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the car.
Yeah, for sure. There has to be one in London.
€40 by logo.
Yeah, listen, I don't care. That sounds like fun to me. I seen it all. You seen one castle, you seen them all.
We got Sylvain here.
I think. Oh, let me see. I think we're. Oh yeah. Another note that I had was, that's green screen because that ain't the inside of a real sprinter. Those aren't real tours. One time, Cole got rented a sprinter, and it was the biggest mistake ever. But it was fun. It was a good time to be able to stand in the van and have 2 sleeping rows. I think we had 3 sleeping rows. But yeah, that was like way too expensive.
I'm gonna air this nigga out. We're all very worried about fucking the van up. Everybody's tripping. Everybody's spooked. It's a fucking Mercedes-Benz, nigga. We not supposed to be in this motherfucker anyway. First day, we stopped for gas, and this nigga Matt. Day zero. This nigga Matt clipped the fuck out of a yellow, parking block or whatever the fuck. Clipped the fuck out of it. We were assed out. We had to eat that the whole rest of the time, but
y'all had to eat what? No one ate anything. I paid out of my own pocket. No one ate shit. Everyone was like, damn, that sucks. And everyone walked away. And I paid it off all by myself. I didn't ask for no help at all. I asked for help to pay for the van, and who paid to get it fixed? I paid to get it fixed.
Shout out Matt's wallet. I'm a hella appreciative for his wallet. Shout out Intelli. Shout out the sponsor. Shout out Bandigo for trusting us. They fucked that up. They should have known. But man, dog, crazy times, man. Crazy times. Shout out the Sprinter. Good times, cozy. But now, hey, man, we got the transit van. We up. We so up. It's kind of crazy to know that we are at this point in our lives in this band. It's tight. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, man. Just to no funny shit. It's to be humble about it. It is fucking insane. I find myself talking about it a lot. Obviously, you got 4 niggas from the IE. You know what I'm saying? I never thought we would get here. I never thought any of us would be able to be in a position. Maybe Matt and Brandon. You know what I'm saying? But well, yeah, Cameron too. Cameron's a fantastic drummer. But nonetheless, it's surreal. It's surreal. It's fucking exciting. I don't know. It's really cool, the idea that niggas are gonna be able to go over fucking seas to make guitars go wah wah. That's hard. That's super ill.
Let's see, what's the time on that? What are we looking at? No, yeah. All right, what do you say? Cut this, save the people any more of our voices, and have them wait till next week. Sounds good. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. We've been Cold God. This has been Cold God Europod as a part of Cold God Radio. And thank you for making it this far. We'll see you next week, the week after that. Who knows? But this is the whole season of Atlanta. Enjoy it while you can. And we'll talk to you guys next time.